What's up, guys, and welcome to another video, and let's get ready to wake up and react to another episode of Mob Psycho 100, Season 2, Episode 1. You know what? I recorded Episode 12, and I didn't even realize it was the season finale, so I didn't even do a review like I would do, like a finale, like an overall review of the season, and I'm so sorry. It must have been because I was so depressed when it happened, I wasn't thinking of that. So this season, I gotta remember to do that. But where we left off last time, it was like, what, last week? I kind of like that I'm doing them back to back, though. It's kind of cool. Anyway, where we left off. So they meaning Mob, his brother Ritsu, Teru, all the other kids. They all escaped. Took down all the other espers of Claw that were there in that division, the 7th division. What else? The kid we saw, I don't remember his name, that I said sounds like Killua, the redhead with the Letterman jacket. He is the leader of Claw's son, who was sent there to do an evaluation on them, that division, which they did not do so well. And now, I don't know if, like, since this is the last season, I'm assuming this guy is gonna meet Mob this season. And that'll be like a whole confrontation or whatever. Ritsu and Mob have a better understanding of each other, so they can kind of build a better relationship here on. What else? I don't know. Kind of feel like that's it. So, yeah, there's that, and then I feel like something with Reagan, maybe. No, it was just that little after credit, like, bonus scene where they went to go, like, catch a creature, which I don't think was all that important. I think that was just like like I said, like a bonus little fillery shit. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So, yeah, okay. So we're gonna jump into the second season, guys. Ready? Let's go. What an adorable episode. Is it not? Or was it not? Like, instead of him, I mean, I don't really know much about her, again, other than those few flashbacks that we get, but what's her name? Emmy or some shit? This girl's Emmy? But what was the other girl? Fuck. Whatever, the black haired girl that he had a crush on when he was a kid. I need to write her name down, actually. Emmy. Emmy. And then there was something else I wanted to write down. Oh, yeah, Jeanette. That's something else. Does anyone know how to spell Jeanette? I'll have to look it up later. It's this hairstylist. I wanted to remember her name. Anyway, so. Context dry for a second. Emmy. If that's Emmy. This girl right here on the screen. Sorry, I don't know. I think that's her name, but. She did. I don't like what she did in the beginning. It was fucked up. You know, I think everyone's gonna agree on that, so we don't have to like delve into why is it fucked up, right? I don't want to waste time on that, but I like how, but you know, Mob was hiding things from her as well. I mean, he didn't run for president for the right reasons either. Like, yeah, so they both kind of, I mean, I think what she did was more wrong, if anyone's wondering, but I like how in the end they were both able to be honest with each other, and then moving forward you can actually, that's how you build it. You got to build that good foundation first. If your foundation is built on lies, everything above that, that's just gonna fall apart and crumble. So now we've got this good foundation going, and we can build from there, and hopefully everything will go well for Mob and Emmy. But even if it doesn't, it's a growing, it's gonna be an experience he'll grow from. You know what I mean? Her and him. And the girl that he liked when he was a kid, or still until now, he might still have a crush on her. I don't know, but I can't remember her name. Damn it! I should just go before. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Tsubomi. So she seems like she's almost like being a wing woman, or like not really, but like rooting for him. She's rooting for him. And I love that because I was kind of upset with her before for kind of like being a kind of a bitch a little bit about his powers. Like, I'm over it, but at the same time, she was a kid, so I don't really want to be too hard on her. And at the same time, she was being honest. Like, she was over it. She shouldn't have to pretend that she's like, oh, goo goo gaga in love with it if she doesn't want to, just to spare his feelings. I mean, would that be the kind thing to do? Okay, it itches. My hair's on my arm. Maybe that wasn't that. Something just. It was the net, I think. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? It would be nice if you would try to like spare someone's feelings, but then again, it's like that can be taken too far as well, where it's kind of like now your relationship's kind of just built on you constantly coddling them, or kind of almost like it's a lie. Those are like little white lies. But I want to say little white lies can be harmless, but I feel like when there are too many, like you're just being fake and you're not being yourself, which is something that I'm guilty of. So kind of coming at myself here. And then it's kind of really hard to maintain that. It's exhausting to maintain that relationship because it's like you can never just let go and just be yourself. Keeping up that constant facade, like just for the other person's benefit. Also, you're thinking like, well, if they're happy and then they like me, so it's not completely selfless. Like you want them to like you, you want them to be your friend or whatever the relationship is, right? So anyway, I don't know why I did all that, but well, actually it relates because Mob, he wasn't really lying about things. I guess he was kind of just more omitting, but same thing, it applies. And you could see like I wasn't really working out for them, and then they were honest, and now he's I think going to be able to. I don't want to say he did because I don't know that for sure, but he's probably going to be able to move on from Tsubomi-chan. Tsubomi, should I just call her Tsubomi? Anyway, Reigen's still out here trying to con people. But Mob's getting better with his abilities. He's thinking outside the box. Like, well, if a spirit can do this, can I do it as well? And he could. What else? The president admitted to all the fucked up shit that he did. And the girl trying to use Mob, that didn't work out for her. But honestly, Mob got something good out of it. He's making a new, I'll call it a friendship for now. Because it's not really a relationship yet. Maybe it will be. I hope so. I want him to be able to be happy. But you don't really need a relationship to be happy. So, then again, maybe some people do. I don't know. But maybe that's kind of a toxic, unhealthy mindset. Anyway. But yeah. Either way, be in a relationship with your mom. Don't. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. Okay. What else? Oh, I don't want to forget anything. Dimple want to be his like wingman and shit and his advisor, and he's like, nah, you creep me out, nah. I'm like, Dimple is just, I don't know, he's charming. He's just got some sort of charm. You just can't help but like fall in love with him. I don't know. He's funny. I've come to realize I really like sassy characters. Like watching Clone Wars, I really like Obi-Wan's sass. What else was I watching when they had sass? Sorry. I don't know. That might be on me now. I don't want a dead bug on me. What the fuck was I watching where someone was kind of sassy? I might have just been another Clone Wars character. You know who's cheeky? Fisto, and I like his cheekiness. Anyway. What else? Oh, but that whole thing with like Mob and the whole creepy thing, yeah, that really triggered me. This will be the last thing I talk about. I don't know why she called him creepy for just saying, you know, I don't want to, you know, my memory sucks, so let me go back to the scene, but him, where is it at? It's really mean for of you to rip up the novel she worked so hard to write. That, she was being honest with him. That was kind of nice. Like, she was being real with him in that moment when she talked about her book. I don't think this is trash. Mom, I loved that line. I made the decision to consider my feelings more. Yep. And you need to pick up things you feel are important. Mom. Talk about creepy. Like, how is that creepy in any capacity? I don't understand it. Someone, I guess, tried to explain it to me because over my head. Nothing about this kid, to me at least, nothing about him is creepy. Watch something next episode, he's gonna do something creepy and I'm gonna call him creepy. But in that moment, I didn't see that as creepy. I saw that as just, the best word to describe it. It was endearing. His compassion, his empathy, because he's not apathetic at all. He may come off that way to others, but he's not. He's actually quite empathetic, and I love that about him. I relate to that a lot because I'm an empath, and it's sad to see that he kind of like suppresses all that all the time. But like when you see those little cracks, these little peaks that he kind of gives you of how he really feels, and when he's, yes, his own feelings, but like when he's actually considering or being considerate of another person's feelings. Oh, every moment, every time we see that, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. I love it. It gives me chills every single time. It gives me freaking chills. And I just wish that, well, two things. I wish that we could see more of that from him, because the more we see, I feel like that means the more he's becoming, I guess, like in tune with and also accepting of how he's feeling, like, because he feels the need to suppress it for a reason, you know, like you clearly don't feel comfortable expressing those emotions, right? So yes, the more he expresses them, I feel like that means the more comfortable he is, one, around the person he's expressing it to or with, and like second, like that means he's more comfortable expressing it, period, you know what I mean? And he's actually like he's thinking about it. He's processing his emotions and feelings more, and I love it. But two, meaning like the other reason, like I really like it, is because I wish people in my house, family, who else would live here? I wish my family members would be more like him. And they're not. They're quite, I said apathetic before, but it kind of like they just don't really give a fuck about anyone else's feelings but their own. And if your feelings are like a nuisance to them, they will just like try to invalidate them in any way that they can. And it really fucking pisses me off. So, I don't know, I guess like watching this show is almost kind of like, maybe that's why I get some sort of like sense of belonging with him. It's like almost cathartic. It's I don't know, like healing in a way, I guess, because you feel understood. You feel like, oh, I'm not crazy. Like, it is normal to be like this. Like, it is okay. You're not being dramatic or too sensitive or whatever, right? Like, I don't know. It makes me feel less like a black sheep, which is kind of how I feel like I'm like perceived or looked at in my family. So I don't know. What did I start saying? I started just telling them, like, because I will tell them, like, I don't like the fact that, like, I'm ignored constantly, and, like, I get cut off in conversations, and people will just start talking to other people or whatever. My brother told me, like, oh, that happens to everybody. I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of it, but it's like, you're not getting it, bro. Like, I get that it happens to everybody, but what I'm saying is it happens to me quite a bit more than it happens to you. It means, like, everyone I know does it to me, and they do it more frequently to me than your friends do it to you. Is like what he wasn't getting. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't, that I'm the only one in the world this happens to. I'm saying that I feel, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just my perception, and my perception's fucked up. But I feel that the frequency that it happens to me is higher than, or more often than when, or how often it happens to you. And he just wasn't grasping that, and it just kind of like, he doesn't understand that, like, how do you think that makes me feel? How do you think that would make a person feel if, like, they're ignored more than the other people around them? Like, clearly I'm not as important, or my feelings don't matter as much as everyone else's. That's kind of like, you guys make me feel like I said, I'm a black sheep. Like, almost like if I were to die, this is so dramatic, I know, but, like, this is the only example I can think of. This is what I used earlier today. When I was talking to someone else about this, like, if I were to die, I feel like my parents would be, like, the least affected by my death. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not saying they wouldn't be sad. I don't even think they'd feel guilty for the way that they treated me, or even, like, reflect. I kind of feel like they'd just say, like, oh, poor pity Lexi, she had mental health issues. She thought everyone was out to get her. But, like, no, you guys were actually just shitty. You are shitty. I just feel like, yeah, like, they'll be, like, sad for a little bit, and then I just feel like they'd just, like, they wouldn't be as sad as if, like, my sister died or my brother died. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Like, almost like they could, I want to say take me or leave me, but I can't even say that. Like, I feel like they'd rather just leave me. You know? Like, not once have I gotten, it's been like a week since that argument. And, like, when I tell you I was very upset by that, like, I was, like, hyperventilating. I was, like, stuttering when I called Chris Slater on the phone to talk about it. Like, I was hysterical, and neither one of them have apologized to me yet. And it's just frustrating. Like, I haven't talked to either of them in a week. And I'm that type of person that will hold a grudge. Like, I'm not going to talk to you until you apologize to me, and that I feel it's a genuine apology. Sorry, this is a venting session now. I shouldn't even be talking about all of this, but I'm just saying, like, long story short, Mob makes me feel less alone, less like a black sheep, less like the oddball, like the weird one. Like, no, how you feel, how you are, how you perceive, or I don't know. Yeah, how you perceive things, your perspectives on things, like, you're not the only one. And I don't know. Like, I'm not wrong to feel how I feel. I'm not crazy, you know? Anyway. Yeah. Okay, if this is YouTube, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and sorry. Like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And if you guys want full reactions, sorry, my nose itches, you can catch that on my Patreon. The link for that's in the description below, so check that out. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here, guys, and I'll catch you in the next reaction.